I don't necessarily know what this video is. Maybe it's just a reflection over the last 3 years of doing content creation, or maybe just a review of 2022. Don't necessarily know, but when it comes down to things, I was just thinking about how all this content and all this type of stuff I've been making for literally the past 3 years, and just kind of just been thinking about it and reflecting on it, because as I said before in the Tiger video, I like to reflect on things because everyone should do it every now and again, because that's how you kind of, figure out in your mind where you should kind of be going in some shape or form. But for me, I'm not gonna even hold you. If you are like a new content creator, or if you're like trying to be like, someone that's gonna be successful on the internet and stuff like that, this junk is mad hard. Like, if you're not necessarily hitting the ground running by day one, or like you're intervening in some type of way, or have like connections through other people to get somewhere, this junk is mad difficult. Like, it's 100% mad difficult. And like, I was already expecting it to be mad difficult, because think about it, this is an opportunity to pretty much change your life into something crazy good, or like give you the potential to get somewhere in your own life and not necessarily be struggling like millions of other people is. And maybe you're not necessarily seeking that. Maybe you're financially stable and maybe you're fine, but for a lot of people, this is their chance to probably make it big, and definitely not necessarily be worrying about a whole bunch of things that potentially could ruin their lives and whatever, or like potentially keep them in the same place that they always been. Personally, that's been my take on things. But and I understand that it is a road that obviously should be hard, or at least somewhat difficult in a way, right? Like, if this is something that's gonna change your life for good and change it for the better of things, if you know what you're doing, then yeah, this road obviously is gonna be hard, and it makes sense. But damn, I did not necessarily think it was gonna be this damn hard, especially when you have to like really think about things and how you create content and stuff. Because I know a lot of people have said, especially when it comes to VTubing spaces, like, oh, you don't necessarily need to stream to be like a good VTuber and stuff like that. No, you don't, but damn, would it help you? Because constantly, as I said before, a while ago in one video, I said that, not being able to stream is like a hindrance. And it's not necessarily the best of things, because constantly all you see is just people like, oh, VTuber, and the word stream right by it. If you're a VTuber and you don't stream, you're gonna have a rough ass time, basically myself. And it's not necessarily the easy way to get around. There's not really an easy way to get around it, honestly. It's just either you stream, or you're gonna have to just suffer and deal and just try to truck it out, honestly. And again, not saying you necessarily need to always like stream or do everything else that every other VTuber is doing. You don't necessarily need to do it, but would it be a help? Yes, it would be. And I probably could guarantee that if I had the chance and opportunity and space and the money to use to start streaming and stuff, I probably would be getting somewhere already. Like, I probably would, but it's just not necessarily in the cards of mine at the current moment in my life personally. So, and I'm just hoping every year at least that we will get the chance to do so, or like get someplace of my own in some way, or like something in the realm of reality where we can just stream. Because I've been wanting to stream for a long time. Don't know how it works, but I've been wanting how to stream. I want to know how to stream, and I want to stream it with like different things that we do. Obviously, games is gonna be one. Chatting streams is gonna be like another thing. Like, I have some things planned out for streams, but I don't necessarily know how it's gonna go because I can't freaking do it. So that's like the major thing. So while you can't say that you don't necessarily need to stream to become a good content creator, it would definitely benefit you. And then especially with the society of the internet, how it is now with content creation, literally everyone streams and do stuff in real time, and no one ever goes back to like the olden days of the internet where you had to record your video, and then you can post it to someone else's thing. And if you're trying to like collab and stuff, like, that's the old tactic. That's the tactic I'm kind of stuck with at the moment. And anytime I try to bring it up to any other YouTuber or VTuber or whatever, that shit does not work. It just does not work, and it's so bad. Honestly, there's been plenty of times where I had asked like other people like, would you like to collab? Especially I had asked Alara one time about it, and it never really got a response back from it. And you know, it just doesn't work out the way I would like to hope. The only person that has collabed and it worked out fine was Alice. But anybody else that's tried to do the same video format that we usually have done on the channel, that just doesn't work, and it sucks. So yeah, it's a bit rough, honestly. But when it comes down to things, that's the, you know, con side of things when it comes to not being able to stream and stuff. As far as that goes, that's like one big problem. Another problem too is obviously not having connections and stuff, which we talked about before, and trying to find connections to people and trying to find people that, well, at least the right people, honestly, is hard to do because you don't necessarily know who is out there. You don't necessarily know who will be interested in talking to you, especially with the track record of my channel covering a variety of different topics I feel strongly about, topics that, you know, maybe not look so good on like someone else's record if they wanted to collab and stuff. So, you know, it's kind of hard to find someone that would be willing to collab and just sit around with me, or just even try to make a friend out of me. So that's like another thing too. So that's kind of also another thing that makes this stuff kind of hard. It's not like it's impossible to do it. I don't think me not making it is an impossibility. Plenty of people have said before, especially before I even became a VTuber, said that I had like the potential to become something big and something wild when it comes to YouTube, honestly. And I appreciate that still, even if it's people that's not even subscribed to this channel anymore. I still appreciate the words, but I feel like we're so past that part of potential, and at this point I'm just like, yeah, I'm just ready to see what the hell can actually happen. Problem is, I don't know where and how to get to it. Like, I've talked to people about advice when it comes to it. Alice said one time that, well, actually recently, that I should probably focus on finding a female audience, especially when it comes to, like, you know, being a male VTuber, and, you know, female VTubers obviously have male VTuber, you know, audience, well, male audiences, and, you know, I probably should find me like a female audience instead. But let's be honest here, finding a female audience is like trying to get a girlfriend. It ain't the easiest thing in the world. It's not impossible, but it's definitely gonna be a hard ass road. So trying to find, you know, females that would be interested into this channel would be a bit strange and a bit rough, honestly. I'm not necessarily gonna hold you. Again, it's not impossible, because let's be honest, there are some weird ass females out there. But when it comes down to things, trying to see if you can get a female main audience, that's rough. Because I'll be honest with you, I check my analytics a lot. Majority of my people is men. Let's be honest. You know, which you can kind of make a gay joke there, but at the same time, I'm not gonna do it. But still, when it comes down to things, majority of my audience is just straight up dudes watching this channel for obvious reasons. And like 17%, probably less than 20%, is females watching this channel. Which, who are the 20%? I have literally no idea. But when it comes down to things, it's just rough, honestly. It really is. And again, with the channel that I have and the content that I made, and all over the 3 years that I've been doing this, it's kind of like, who would be interested in to watch my channel? Who would be, right? Outside of like a few videos, maybe like the Koikatsu story on rare occasions, and maybe certain memes and shorts and stuff. Outside of that, who would really be like watching the channel for real? Like, I got an audience in some shape and form. There's 1,500 of you here, so obviously I'm appealing to somebody. My name is being tossed around on Reddit and Discord servers in certain circles, but exactly where do I hone in on that though? That's kind of like the big thing. When it comes down to things, obviously, I don't regret making this channel. I really don't. I don't necessarily regret anything that has to come with this channel, honestly. Do I kind of might have to like look at things a bit differently, especially if I get monetized, because most likely all my videos might be getting demonetized the moment it gets monetized? Probably. Not saying I need to change my stances on anything. I'm not changing that, but definitely that is like a probability that's going to happen. And then two, is it probably hindering me from potentially getting more connections with people or people recommending me to other people, and it's just like, yeah, it kind of is, because where do we kind of go from here? Like, for the longest time, I have been at my wits end when it comes to content creation, but now I feel like I'm at a point where I'm just beyond the wits end, right? And I'm just kind of just at the beginning point of where I used to be back in 2019 and early 2020, just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks, because that's literally how I've been at, honestly. There's been times where I'm like, maybe I should make a fighting game video, or maybe I should make like another video talking about another game, because there's been plenty of times I've been wanting to do that, but I just don't do it, because a lot of times I do it, don't necessarily get many people wanting to watch and views and stuff. And if it's interesting ideas, I decide just to forget about them, because, you know, they don't necessarily work for me as well, honestly, except on a rare occasion. So that's why I don't necessarily do it. Which maybe I should try to do it more, but at the same time, I want to hit something. I want to make a video that's not like a waste of time, really. Something that's not a waste of time for you, and basically something that will help the channel get its views up and stuff, and, you know, get maybe potential people to come through and check out the channel and stuff. That's why I have to look at it every time I make a video. Even though, like, Kokatsu Story is like the one exception, but that's outside of that, every other video is like a video that I have to think about, will this work and get views in a way, or is this something that, you know, would help out in some shape and form? And there's been other videos, obviously, like the Bungo Tiger thing, where views didn't matter, honestly, when it comes to that, because it was just correcting a mistake. But at the same time, too, I don't necessarily get anything from it. Like, and I'm not necessarily saying I'm looking for something every time I try to, you know, bring attention to something, but it ain't gonna necessarily lie. I'm starting to get to a point where it's just like, every time I bring up something, I don't really get a nice return for it, and it's just like, would really like to get some type of, you know, miracle from that. So, you know, that's just kind of how I feel. Not just saying like, oh, I deserve something, but not saying that I like deserve something or something like that, but like, it just gets to that point sometimes, because you do a lot of things for sometimes other people, or at least you try to help out the situation, and then you just don't get anything for it, and just like, okay, what the hell is this, and what have I been doing? But yeah, that's kind of like currently what I've been thinking. But definitely, still, it is what it is when it comes down to it. But overall, when it comes down to things, I still love content creation. I still don't want to stop. I still want to try to hit where I want to hit, honestly, and hopefully I can be able to do it soon. But it's just a lot harder than what I originally initially thought it was going to be. Like, it is a lot harder than what I actually thought it was going to be. There's some guarantees in life, some taxes, honestly, which when those taxes kick in, I'm very scared, because I don't know how much I gotta pay. But also there's going to be the guarantee that you can breathe air, but there's also the guarantee that YouTubing and content creating is hard, especially if you don't have, you know, the financial stability to do it. So that's like another thing too. And honestly, I really feel like this is like the thing I want to do for the rest of my time, for a while, honestly. But if I'm not there, then that's not necessarily something I feel like I can sustain for a long-term goal. So I don't know. Hopefully things can change. Hopefully things can get better. But at the current point in time, things ain't being very Subarashi at the moment. So yeah. But that's basically what I want to say for this one. I guess it's just like a reflection of the 3 years, I suppose. And yeah, again, as I said before, everybody should reflect at some point in time, because it keeps you in mind where you are and where you need to go. So I guess that's kind of where it is. But yeah, that's basically all I want to say for this one. So hopefully you enjoy. If you did, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification on your way out. Also follow me on Twitter if you'd like to the next channel. Patreon is available as well. And until then, it's your boy Jay, signing off. Have a blessed day.